Friends, how are we today? Hope you're doing well. Today we are going to fill in a hole. That's right. That hole. I'm going to have to put something in between those two A-arms. I struggled with this one. I'm like, how am I going to entertain the viewers? No one wants to really watch a brake job, I'm sure, especially by me. Yours truly. But I came up with a plan. So, here it is. The plan is, what would happen if all you had was a spindle and you needed part numbers? So let's kind of do a walkthrough here. So, this is what happened to me. All I had was a bare spindle. They were pulled from the junkyard. I blasted them, cleaned them up, painted them up nice, and I needed hardware. I needed backing plates. So let's walk down the line. Here's your backing plate number. 1050355 from Southwest Speed. Backing plates from Chevrolet pickup trucks from 60 to 91. These are your brake pins sourced from O'Reilly H5004. This is your spindle nut here. It comes as a kit with cotter pin and washer. Part number 04993. And that is a 3/4 20 thread. That's kind of hard to find. Sometimes they'll show them as a 3/4 16, and that's incorrect. Here's your dust caps. 13977. Need 2 of those. Brake hoses. H380712 and 713. Those are a Dorman part number. Oil seals. 8871 from National. Bearings. You need 2 small and 2 big. So BR3 for the front, BR549 for the back. 2 of those. That was a hee-haw joke if you didn't get that one. Caliper from the Motor City Madman, the Asian one, Ted Nugent. Need 2 of those. I couldn't resist that. I got power stop pads and rotors. That just comes as a kit. That's a Rock Auto thing. This thing looks like it's been carried over from China. Really rough condition. So, got that. And then your upper ball joints. These are Moog K6124. 2 of those for the upper. And then you got your K6117T for the bottom. And if you care to stick with me, we'll go ahead and put that in here. I'll share a couple of tricks that I know to get the bottom ball joint pressed in there. The top one's obviously just bolt in. And then I need a tie rod end. So let's get set up here and check out what we can do. This might be kind of fun. I'll do my best. Okay, folks, so let's take a minute and talk about the lower control arm here. This uses a press-in lower ball joint, and you can rent tools for that. It's basically a cup that'll fit around the bottom, or the press fits around the bottom. You set your cup up here for the stem to come up through with a cap, and it is a Acme threaded rod and a C-clamp, and it just pulls that ball joint right up in there. You can use some shortcut hack methods. They still call them hacks, shortcuts. When I was a kid, a hack was someone you didn't want working on your stuff. Some people might consider me a hack. I doubt it, though. I'm pretty thorough. You can take and put your lower ball joint in the freezer. That'll take and shrink that up just a little bit, a couple tenths of an inch. That would be 4 decimal places to the right. Some people would call it 10 thousandths also. And that will help put that through here. You can take a can of keyboard cleaner, turn the keyboard cleaner upside down, and spray that ball joint itself. That'll shrink it down. That's even colder yet. It'll help it go in the hole. You can do a combination. You could heat this area with MAP gas or propane. That would expand this area, and obviously you can shrink the ball joint like I just explained by using something cold, such as dry ice maybe. Dry ice would be a good one. And pop that right up in there. So you've got some options. I'm going to use the hydraulic press, and I will set you up there and you can watch. I do have the ball joint itself in the freezer just to alleviate any any pain and heartache and anything else I might come across, but should go in pretty easily, and we'll just go ahead and get that done. So I'll take you over there and I'll show you the setup, and then we'll press the ball joint in. Okie dokie. So here's our ball joint. It's not straight out of Compton. It's straight out the freezer. So there you go. This is the top. This is the top side of our A-arm here. So we're going to press our ball joint in through the bottom like such. We'll go ahead and go like this. That way our ball joint has a place to go through the bottom. We've got our aluminum block for the top. And we'll go a little bit, and then we'll stop and back it off, and then we'll see where we're at. No need to get rammy. And see, we're starting to want to go in a little crooked there. So we'll readjust. Okay. Hope I hit record. Yep, I did. You guys see okay? Yeah. All right, here we go. There she goes. Straighten right out. Then you just check around the perimeter, okay? That's it. Take a look. Look to see that the ball joint is seated. Okay, it's good and tight. And there you go. Just like that. No muss, no fuss. Just like Ron Popeil would have liked. Just drop that bad boy in. So that's that. Let's go back over to the frame here and put this thing back in. Let's put that little grease zerk in there. Now let me tell you, if you're doing this and you're underneath the vehicle already, it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt for you. And that was some Saturday morning car TV stuff right there. How fast that went. Okay, grease zerk's in there. Okay, here we go. Let's pitch this bad boy back together. So, you gotta put our bag bolts in. And that's nothing more than taking this, sliding it over, finding the hole. Okay. Okay. Now, what else do we got? All right, guys. So now that we got the lower ball joint and upper ball joint in, we're going to go ahead and grab a hold of this spindle and get that stuffed in place, get the nuts started, and then we will put the caliper on. Let's see. Oh, I got an idea. Let's pack a wheel bearing. We need to do that anyway before we can put the spindle on. Actually, let's put the spindle on. Okay. Let's do some simple stuff here. Remember when we put that cotter pin in there? Take that out. Take that nut off. Okay, now, all this is sliding that over there. Put your nut on. Your castle nut. Or castellation nut, as there's sometimes, that's the full name. Kind of like a fax machine, and you know how they abbreviate everything nowadays. So anyway, then we're just going to take our top one here. Whoop. Kind of wiggle it around. Now you can tell that's a good ball joint because it's stiff. If your ball joints are sitting there flopping around, they're garbage. So something to remember. Okay. Take your other nut. Put that on there like so. You know what we forgot to do? Did you catch that? How about that how about this rubber? What do you think? Okay. Now we didn't forget anything. And as the saying goes, all good in the hood. Now, I'm the type of person that tightens everything up last, so I'll leave the cotter pins off of these so I know that they're loose, but we could technically tighten them. Okay. Now we'll take our nut, washer, and cotter pin. We'll set those up there like that. We'll throw our box away. And I'll let you watch over my shoulder while we do a wheel bearing. All right, ladies and gentlemen. There's only one trick to doing wheel bearings, okay? Cleanliness. For the bearing and for yourself. So that's the front, or that's the rear, sorry. That's the bigger one. Your small one is the front. And my rotors already have bearing races pressed into them. So these are your race. Set those to the side. They make special tools for this, okay? They make all sorts of different things. They make them that you can stomp on, and it'll pack the grease in there almost instantly. They've got like a 2-funnel system with a grease zerk on the top where you can pump it in through the bearing. Or you got 2 hands here. So what you're going to do, take yourself a dollop of grease. And this is always the fun part too, you know. This is something you can get enjoyment out of because it's kind of fun. You can make the grease in this hand disappear and go all over this hand. So all you're going to do is take a little nibble, rotate the bearing, take a nibble, rotate the bearing over and over until the grease disappears. And all you're doing is pushing it up through this crevice here, right like that. And as you rotate it around, whoop, whoop, you can make sound effects. You can put your AirPod in, iPod, whatever it is, in your ear. Sit there and listen to it as you go around. And it won't take you very long. You can probably get through one whole project video as you're doing this. Not my brother's. My brother likes to make the long ones. I'm one of those that doesn't like talking too much. So I just make the shorter ones. Okay. And then you take it and pass it over to your other hand again. Put another dollop in here. Okay. And then around you go. Just keep on going. I'll show you what it looks like when you're getting close to being done. The bigger ones take a significant amount more grease than the smaller ones, believe it or not. Who would have ever thought? Okay, then you can wipe it off the edge. Put it back in your hand over here. All right. And then we'll just keep on going. Kind of reminds me of that game Hungry Hippos where you just kept on smashing the handle and your hippopotamus was grabbing marbles. You guys ever play that? Hey. So what you're looking for, guys, is this grease ring to start filling up here. That means you push the grease from this side through the bearing cavity onto the bearing and then up through the top. That's all you're doing. You don't need any fancy tools. Okay, like that. Then you got your nice clean surface here that you're working on. I'm almost out of grease, but like I said before, this smaller one won't take for but a minute. You don't even need rubber gloves for this. I just do it for the cleanliness factor. Grease isn't my favorite thing to have on my hands. You have a favorite thing to get on your hands? I don't like brake fluid. Brake fluid feels funny. It's like it's eating your hand away. Antifreeze is okay, except for antifreeze I don't like on the floor. You can't ever get it off, seems like. Seems like you can drop a antifreeze on the ground, and very much like anti-seize, you'll have it from here to kingdom come the next time you turn around. Okay. And we'll just put a light coat on here. You know what the worst smelling grease is? It's that aircraft grease. That brown stuff. Whew. Stuff is rank. Works good. Just really stinky. Okay. Alright, so we put our leftover grease right there on our spindle. Wiped our gloves off with it. Now, here's our new brake hub. Give it a quick spritz. Wipe the preserve oil off. Get down in here where your bearing race is. Get all the crud off of there. Okay. All right. Now, what you're going to do so you don't mess up is toss your rear bearing in. It's down there nice. Then you take your grease seal. You can only put this grease seal in one way. It has a lip right here. You're going to take and put that in. Thought I was going to get my finger, didn't you? Gotcha. Okay. Now we can take our tire hub assembly here, rotor, whatever the hell you want to call it, and we can slide it onto our spindle. All right, here we go. Okay, let that sit there. Boy, I got you in all nice and close like. Okay, next up, front bearing. Pitch him on there. And then we set our washer over here And there is a groove in the spindle, like so. Then our nut. Okay. Then you're going to spin your hub disc. Spin your disc until you start feeling drag on it. Back it off 1 notch. Stick your pin through. Okay. So, get your rod in here. Locked up. I mean, it's right there. Okay. Just like that. Put your pin in. Okay. Easy. Real easy stuff. Then you take your guide pins out here. Those are just in there for funsies. I'll be right back. Okay, so next up we're going to go ahead and put on our caliper. There's an O-ring here, and here, here, and here. And these are your slide bushings. Lubricate them with some silicone grease. We'll do that now. Okay, put a little dab on each one. It doesn't take a whole lot. Smear it around. Stick it in the hole. Same with the next. Smear it around, stick it in the hole. Then your guide pins, you're going to do the same thing. Put a little down here, a little here, you know, and then you put a little up around here. Your goal is to have the caliper slide back and forth freely. And they almost give you enough to use. Okay. Get you positioned here so you can watch me. We'll set our guide pins down. Make sure your hands are clean. Next step you're going to be doing is touching the brake pads. These are a ceramic variation here. Your little twanger danger goes up here, like so. Like that. This one fits up in here like this. Alrighty. Flip her around. Your squealer, which is this little guy here, it squeals when it makes contact with the disc. It faces down on the inside. So when you're doing a vehicle service, you can see whether or not your brakes are messed up. Okay, now we'll just tap that in with the rubber mallet. We have some paint interference here. That's what happens when you make things look nice. Okay. Now, we'll go ahead and take our guide pin, slide it on through. Little taps, folks. Little taps. No need to get rammy. Okay. I know this is stupid, but if you're ever in question of what side your caliper goes on, your bleeder face is up. Back in the day, I had a friend that had a Dodge Charger. We fought for a little bit trying to figure out why we couldn't get the brakes to bleed. And you guessed it, that was the reason. Had the calipers flip-flopped on the wrong side. So, it happens. Happens to the best of us. All right, we're at the finishing stages here. Right in the middle of the camera. Just run your guide pins in. Okay, that one. Okay, there you go. And that's all there is to it. So to finish up, we'll go ahead and tighten up these castle nuts. And that'll be the end of that. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, there's the bottom one right there. Top one, need to redo. You know why? Take a look at it. What do you see funny about it? Are the castellations on upside down? Sure are. That's worth a laugh. And a subscribe. All right, folks. Well, I hope that wasn't too painful for you. I hope you enjoyed it, got some good pointers out of it. I did the best I can, making it the most interesting video possible for this type of content. I'm excited for this. This is one more step closer to getting this thing on the road. And until next time, thank you for watching and have yourselves a wonderful day.